all my astro curious baddies and daddies. I haven't come up with a third thing for that. Leave me a comment if you have a suggestion. We're going to go over the new moon in Cancer. It is a hot summer. Jupiter in Leo. I think it's hot all over the country. So we're in a tank top for this one because comfortable is important. And especially when we're talking about a new moon, you should feel really comfortable in your own skin. And this is the mooniest new moon we can have because it is in Cancer. I'm going to go ahead and share the presentation. I'm going to go away for just a bit. You'll hear my voice though. So, again, this is quiet, but in a way that still hits hard. The moon meets the sun at 21 degrees and 59 minutes of Cancer on July 14th. And this Cancer is in the moon's own sign, or shall we say that, the moon rules Cancer. So there's no other planet acting as a middleman here. No dispositor filtering the message through someone else's house. Whatever this new moon touches in your chart is running full strength right from the source. And it's not going in alone. Mercury in retrograde. Don't we love that? Just so you know, if the Mercury in retrogrades from now and for a while seem a little extra and not in a good way, we also have Uranus in a Mercury ruled Gemini in a lovely conversation with Pluto, which is an Aquarius, which also has a Uranian feel, and Uranus being the higher octave of Mercury. It's going to feel like we're kind of in a Mercury retrograde to some degree, which we won't be, but it may translate that to somebody who's not an astrologer, because it's going to feel similar on an everyday basis as far as wonky technology and oops, didn't mean to send that, and all kinds of funny, curious things going on in communications. And then when we have a Mercury retrograde on top of it, it just feels extra. So if you are feeling that way, you're not crazy. I know that United States Postal Service, their digital mailing label system, completely down. United States Postal. So like, if little things are glitching for you, just know that it's happening everywhere on a bigger scale. You are brilliant. You are kind. You are important, and you know how to work your tech. It is not you. Okay. With Mercury in retrograde sitting very close enough to the sun and the moon that it is basically the same party, conjunct the whole thing. Whatever intention you're setting for this cycle comes with a little bit of an asterisk. Revisit before you launch it. Say the true thing and then say it once again, maybe with extra clarity, to make sure it lands the way that you mean it to. A new moon is the darkest phase. I talk about this all the time. The new moon is you getting up in the middle of the night and not turning on any lights to get yourself to a glass of water. No need. You know your house, you know your kitchen. You are navigating from the inside knowledge of where every countertop corner hits, where every piece of furniture is, where the hallway ends. You can operate internally. And that is the most important thing. I constantly talk about trust yourself. The most important person to trust is yourself. Lori touched on that on the 2027 year ahead, which was amazing. Of course, it always is. And I think you'll have an opportunity to buy the recording later on if you couldn't make her event. But we're constantly talking about the most important person to really trust is yourself. And that happens through personal development, deconstruction, healing, and then replacing our old thoughts and our old mindset with a new understanding. That is where we are navigating from the inside. And wherever you're at in that journey, as I speak in a Cancer new moon as a Cancer, That's exactly where you're supposed to be. That's exactly, you're right on time. You are right on time. You're doing a great job with the tools that you have at this moment. Sometime later, you may have different tools and you'll be like, oh, this is even better. But right now, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You navigate from what you already know about yourself, not from what you can see. That is a full moon. When there's a full moon and it feels a little chaotic, it's because we can see everything. Too much. um, what this new moon is asking of you is less looking outward for permission and more trusting your gut, and what your gut already knows is home, safety, and who's allowed to get close to you. Okay. We'll get into each rising sign where this moon is actually landing for you because the house tells you the subject matters, but the through line for literally everyone in this cycle is the same. Whatever it touches, it's running undiluted, and Mercury's asking to sit with it for a beat before you say it out loud. The real energy of Cancer. You've probably heard me say this before, but if a Cancer is crying in front of you over your relationship, over something you said, if they are crying in front of you, you are probably at your funeral and don't know yet because a Cancer is ride or die, but then also keep in mind they wrote it till it was dead. They tried real hard because they want to nurture and save everything, and now it is DNR. So it's not the soft crying everyone's mom cliche. That is a lazy read and honestly a little insulting to a sign that runs some of the most intelligent, emotionally intelligent people you know. And also, when you think of Cancer, that is cardinal water. And if you've ever been lucky enough to lay eyes on the Grand Canyon, that is Cancer energy that did that, that carved through mountains. Okay. Cancers are not sissies. Just saying. It moves, it initiates, it doesn't wait for permission. Water means it processes through feeling and instinct instead of brute force or logic alone. It doesn't mean that logic isn't applied. Put those together, and the actual skill set of self protection, reading a room accurately, haha, Cancers, if you know, you know, um, before you say too much, knowing what's safe before you commit to it, and building something, a home, a routine, a body of trust that it can actually hold weight over time. Reading the room correctly and building something durable are two of the hardest skills to develop on purpose in any chart. Cancer does it instinctively. That energy is running the show on this new moon. Little note before we head into the rising signs. Your rising degree is actually how this lands for you personally. If your rising degree is under 21 degrees, use your sign. If it's past 21 degrees, you might want to look at the sign after yours instead, because the new moon has already crossed into the next house for you. If you don't know your exact rising degree, message me on the website. There's an easy peasy contact, boop, boop. And I will help you find it. Boop, boop is a you have to be very certified in astrology to use that term. So please just don't go willy nilly run around using boop boop. It's only for professional astrologers. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, let's get into it. Aries rising, fourth house. This new moon is in your fourth house. The whole point is that your sanctuary is not done to trend. It's not running according to what you saw in a video which somebody else wanted for you. This new moon planting new seeds in the home business for a new home, redecorating, rearranging your space in any way that actually works for you. We are looking at reestablishing boundaries, redrawing family cycles. And with Mercury in retrograde in the mix, we're again looking at everything we can re-examine and try again with a different approach from trends away from somebody else's advice and build sanctuary that lets you flourish both business and home. Money and resources are showing up for you a bit through a genius moment right now. The way that you want to do something maybe hasn't occurred to you before, but it's worth acting on, even in a small way. That same fresh, unconventional energy is showing up for you at work too. If you are applying for a job, review everything before you send it and look genuinely for an authentic way to present yourself, not the standard version everyone else does. Maybe a short video that's attached to a QR code on your resume, something that lets them meet you in person before the actual interview. I tell that to everybody. But especially if you're Aries rising right now, it's just a little extra something ahead. When we're in a space right now where everyone's applying for the same jobs because the job market is what it is, and I've been saying this for years. You're listening to me and you are one of my clients. I have seen incredible, well experienced people lose their jobs, especially in corporate positions, and they're very hard to come by because that's the way that we're doing work is just changing. And so anything that helps you get above and beyond the pack is wonderful. If you want, you could get, evidently I typed right off the page here. You could get a surprise communication, but if you're committing to a contract or a partner with this, the aspect is that we're gonna do that in a way that really respects and shows value to the other person. In other words, if you have surprise communication, or if you're going to commit to a contract or a person, we're going to have more success with that when we let them know that we understand who they are, that we value who they are just as they are. Taurus rising, third house. Taurus rising, this is happening in the third, which is the neighborhood house, siblings, cousins, group chats, emails that you keep meaning to answer. The way you actually talk to people day to day. This new moon is not subtle about wanting an honest conversation instead of the polite version that you might give. When you get something that's kind of under your skin, and you go quietly handle it internally for way longer than it needs to sit there. Mercury retrograde means the first draft of what you wanted to say is probably not the final one. So write it, sit on it, and then send it after you rewrite it. Money wants a second look before it's decided on. Don't lock into big financial calls this week. Let the numbers sit and revisit one more time before you commit. The daily routine could use one genuine, unconventional idea right now, too. A new way to structure your days that hasn't occurred to you before, worth trying even in a small way. Do it for a couple of days. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least try it, because another idea may come out of the trial period when you're being unconventional right now. That could lead to success. Partner and communication have a fresh spark to them right now. Early and a little quick moving, the start of something rather than the settled version of it. So let it build instead of rushing to define it. Your reputation, meanwhile, is earning something slow and real, not flashy, but the kind of recognition that usually holds up over time. Gemini rising. Cha-ching. I love doing that. This is happening in your second house of what you're worth and what you can actually have to show for it, the resources. The new moon isn't asking you to hustle harder. It's asking for you what you would actually make you feel safe with money instead of just being busy around it. You're used to talking your way through most things, and that's kind of your whole deal, and beautifully so. But the second house isn't a talking house, it's a feeling safe house. Mercury retrograde means don't let the big financial decisions, don't make the big financial decisions this week. Let that number sit, sleep on it, revisit the budget once instead of deciding at 11 p.m. Work and daily routine have fresh, quick moving spark right now, new idea or project that's worth getting started chasing, even though if it's early. Partnership opportunities are genuinely expanding too, but let them stay in the growing phase a little longer before you call anything official. Your visibility and reputation are expanding in a real way right now. Good moment to let opportunity build rather than rushing to announce it. Let other people sing your praises, Gemini, because if you wait long enough, that is going to happen. As long as you know what you're doing, that you are proud of yourself, that you feel good and not looking for that that laugh, that smile, that acknowledgement. It's going to feel so much better later when it's instilled deeply inside of you, and then somebody else sings your praises. Will just feel like icing on the cake, but let you be the cake. You be the cake. Cancer rising, first house, Cancer rising, moon happening directly on your some part of your ascendant, which is basically never happens quietly, right? Anything that happens in a angular house, and if you haven't watched the house series, if you are stargazers or above in my Patreon, please do. You'll understand what that means. But anything happening in an angular house is happening. This house, this is how you show up. The people that clock you before you've said a word, and what people clock about you before you said a word. They're already warm and permeable. You pick up things whether you mean to or not. So a new moon landing right on your face is going to feel loud, even though the actual moon phase is at its darkest, quietest. One it really is, though, such second nature for Cancer. So you guys should do really, really well with this. Mercury retrograde means don't launch that new version of yourself quite publicly yet. Let it exist privately before you're explaining it to anyone. And honestly, Cancer risings, maybe don't ever explain it to anyone, and let it be the filter. Let it be the thing that vets who gets you naturally, so that you're not working too hard to explain your soul to other people. Money is running at full strength for you right now too, like everything else in the cycle. So let financial decision sit before you make it official. Your daily routine and work are genuinely expanding. Good moment to keep that growing rather than being locked into one shape too soon. Keep your options open, Cancer risings. Commitment favors slow and real over fast and exciting right now. That's a little easier for Cancer than it is for some signs. We tend to go slow. We can sometimes be known as picky, and it's just because safety comes before the excitement, usually with Cancer. Although the excitement exists, it exists internally, and we take it slow with the other person. Your reputation has a fresh spark to it too. New opportunity for visibility that's just getting started. Worth following through, though. Leo rising, 12th house. Leo rising, this one's tucked into your 12th, which is quietest house in the chart. Rest, closure, stuff you process before you're ready to talk about it. It's an unusual spot for a sign that's used to being seen. But this new moon basically is telling you to allow it to happen without witness. This depends, because you could be Leo rising and have a whole bunch of stuff in the 12th, and you're a quieter Leo rising. Again, I'm redoing the Leo video right now for the learning series for stargazers and above in Patreon. And I gotta tell you, I rewrote the whole thing because I feel like Leo gets a bad rap. And especially because the people in public who tend to have strong Leo placements tend to be the worst exaggeration of that. You can have really nice, beautiful, famous, publicly known Leo placements, but the bad ones get the most press. I can think of one right now. That's a Leo rising. That's really anyway. But if you have, maybe your sun is in the 4th house, maybe you have a bunch of 12th house placements, this might feel really easy, beautiful, breezy new moon for you, Leo rising. Mercury retrograde means whatever you're working through internally right now, don't rush to explain it to anyone. Revisit it quietly first. Money wants a secondhand look before it's decided. Don't finalize the big financial call yet. Sit with it, revisit it once more. Your daily routine benefits from the real structure right now too. Not more hustle, just consistency. Showing up steadily, Leo rising, is what actually gets things moving forward here. Commitment favors slow and real over fast and exciting also. If something's going to last, it's going to be because you built it with patience. Your reputation, meanwhile, gets a genuinely good stretch right now. Something a little unconventional about how you're showing up in public is actually really working in your favor. Okay, Virgo risings. Virgo rising 11th house. This is your friends, your community, the people that you're building something with, something bigger with. The new moon wants your circle to actually feel like home, not just useful, not just aligned on paper, actually safe. You're good at being reliable in one of those group settings, the one who notice everything that everyone else needs. But this cycle is more about letting the group take care of something for you instead. I know. Because what if it's not the same way that you would have done it? Virgo rising nightmares. I speak from experience. I got that. Let me do that for you, right? So this way it's done right. And then everybody sleeps better. Sometimes we're asked to trust ourselves, and sometimes we're asked to trust the growth and what the growth is asking of us. Virgo risings, if you're somebody who's like, I'm exhausted, I'm constantly at everything all the time, the way that that's going to change is to trust other people. And remember, Virgos, that it is in the peacefulness in what you produce and not the pursuit of perfection that creates the happiness for Virgos. Okay. Money has a genuinely clever, slightly unconventional edge to it right now. Ooh, new approach worth trusting. New approaches here, Virgo risings. Your daily routine benefits from some real discipline. That part is easy for you. Structure over hustle, consistency over intensity. We love that for you because you love that for yourself. Partner opportunities are genuinely expanding right now. Let that growth stay in motion a little longer before calling it official. And anything about your public reputation that wants a second draft, don't announce it yet. Let it sit and revisit it once more before it is real. Libra risings, my pretty Libra risings. This happens in your 10th career and reputation house. This new moon is asking you to be a little bit more visible. That can be in a small way, that can be in a big way. That's all about how you're comfortable, Libra rising. It's asking whether the thing that you're visible for actually feels like yours, or if you built it to be legible to everyone else first. You cannot please everyone, Libra risings. You are not a jar of Nutella. A Libra rising and Libra placements are so Nutella, right? Like almost no one dislikes it. And you go out of your way to be all these delicious things to people so that you can be middle ground. But it is not selfish to satiate your soul and to feel really comfortable in your skin and put yourself first. Put your oxygen mask on first. Mercury retrograde sitting on your career house says, don't announce the promotion, the pivot, and the new title just yet. Let it be private before it's truly public. You're going to want to. Oops, sorry, my light went off. Give me 1 second so that I can see what I'm reading to you. What was I just saying about Mercury retrograde? Okay. You're going to want to make the announcement and post immediately. But I'm telling you to just sit on it one more round. Money has a fresh, moving spark to it right now, a new idea, just getting started, worth chasing, even though it's in the early days. Your daily routine and work are genuinely expanded too. Good time to let that keep growing instead of locking into shape. Partnership and commitment have also have been the same fresh energy right now, and the start of something rather than the settled version. Let it build instead of rushing to define it. Scorpio risings. I have so many of you that I love in here. Scorpio risings, 9th house, this belief, higher learning, the worldview, you're actually building yourself instead of the world that you inherited. This is how you kind of expand yourself by breaking out any old beliefs and work from what you know to be true and that you trust in now. The new moon wants you to feel safe enough that what you believe you can actually say out loud, not just privately know it's true. You're good at holding things close till you're 100% certain. I love that about a Scorpio rising. That's very on brand. But this cycle is asking you to let a belief be half formed in public instead of waiting until it's armored up. Mercury retrograde means don't publish the philosophy yet. Don't book the trip. That's just to prove a point. Revisit it one more time. Money is genuinely expanding for you. Good moment to let it rather grow than finally locking in a number too soon. Um, Slow investments too. Great right now. Your daily routine has a fresh, quick moving spark to it. A new idea worth chasing, even if it's early. Commitment has a clever, slightly unconventional edge to it also. Trust that that approach is feeling different than expected, and your reputation is running at full strength too. Uh, Let anything that's public facing sit a beat before you make it official. Sometimes we get a new position or something that we really, really thought we wanted. And then it's either like a matter of the boss or a matter of like working conditions, or it's just maybe what the younger version of us really wanted. And we've kind of been laser focused on it. And now that we're in it, maybe we've outgrown what our old desires are. Just saying. Sagittarius rising. Sagittarius, this is landing in your eighth house of shared debt, intimacy, the stuff that actually transforms you instead of just changing your schedule. Whatever's true about shared resource or a close bond right now is running at full volume, no softening it. Mercury retrograde is in this house specifically means don't sign the joint agreement yet. Don't merge the accounts yet. Don't have the deep, vulnerable conversation and consider it the final one. Be open to revisiting it. This isn't the conversation being wrong. It's about needing a second pass before everybody's understood and actually settled. Resources are building slow but steady right now, not overnight, but the kind of stability that actually holds. That's the kind of stability we like. Your daily routine could use one genuine, unconventional new idea, something worth trying. Commitment conversations want a second draft. Don't, if you're applying to commit to somebody, if you're applying to commit to a job, run it through a second set of eyes. Someone that you really trust, someone that you think is possibly smarter than you, um, or would just have a different take on it. Your reputation, how you're known publicly, is asking for the same thing. Okay. Cap risings, Capricorn, you badasses. This is happening in your seventh house of partnerships, contracts, anyone you're one on one with. That's true about a commitment right now that isn't getting managed or strategized around. It's just true. You're going to feel that whether you planned for it or not. I mean, that commitment doesn't necessarily have to be to you could be in an already wonderful commitment, but this could be a commitment about a business partnership or a commitment to yourself about what kind of partners you let in and what kind of partners you don't, whether that's romantic or otherwise. um you like to have a plan for everything, including relationships. This cycle is less interested in your 5 year plan and more interested in whether the person across from you actually feels the same safety, or what safety means to both of you means the same thing. Mercury in retrograde means don't sign the contract, don't finalize the agreement, revisit terms once before it's locked. Um, and I want to say sometimes we can be having a conversation with somebody and completely think that we're on the same page, and then find out later that both people were referring to something and having a different reference for what that thing was. And we are not on the same page. This is a good time to just make sure that everybody is on the same page. Resources are building slow and steady. That good stability that holds. Daily routine and work benefit from a second look before anything is finalized, obviously with this Mercury retrograde. Um, and your reputation is getting genuinely good, slightly unconventional, somewhere you don't expect a boost from, and let it be a little different than you expected it to come in. Aquarius rising. Sixth house, Aquarius rising, sixth house. This is your health, daily routines, actual mechanics of how you take care of yourself every day. This is also self-refinement. This new moon asks you to take a beat, slow down, look in, and think, how would I advise somebody else in my situation right now? Because Aquarius risings, this new moon is asking whether your routine is actually built around something that makes you feel safe, or just what it looks like, what discipline looks like from the outside. You are logical about most things, including your own body, which sometimes means you skip the feeling part and go straight to the system. Mercury retrograde means don't overhaul the whole routine quite yet. Don't start the new protocol, revisit it. Also, Aquarius risings, in the self-refinement place here in and this new whole cycle for the Cancer new moon, I would definitely advise for you to take a step back and see how much you are trying to find solutions for other people that possibly is draining your energy. Money is genuinely expanding right now. Good moment to keep that growing. Don't lock on a final way to keep the money growing or a final number. Universe has infinite amounts of money for you, so like there's no cap of what you can do. Commitment is running full strength too, so anything serious, let it sit a beat before you make it official. Your reputation has a fresh spark to it right now, and new opportunities to be visible are just kind of getting started, so make sure you're looking into that as well. Pisces, beautiful Pisces risings. This is happening in your fifth. Romance, creativity, kids, the stuff that's supposed to feel like pleasure instead of obligation, and what we're willing to risk for all of that. Whatever you actually enjoy right now, not that you're supposed to enjoy, but what is running undiluted. This is full strength of pleasure, creativity, happy, joy. This is what you should be seeking right now, and not listening to any other noise or anything that tells you that's not adult enough, that's not responsible enough. Your creativity and joy is infectious, Pisces rising. So however you want to be creative, it, it, whoever wants to participate in that joy will do so, and whoever doesn't, that's their own problem. Let that be that's a them problem, as we say in my house. So I've taught my kids that sounds like a them problem. You are naturally creative and a little precious about sharing work before it's ready, with which tracks. I mean, this cycle is less about finishing the project and more about projecting the joy of making it in the first place. Mercury retrograde means don't publish it yet. Like, don't call the creative project or the new romantic no romantic thing final. Let it stay soft a little longer because it's still malleable. Money is moving nicely right now, and a new idea is worth pursuing even though it's early. Your daily routine is also your self-refinement is running at full strength. Let that self-refinement fuel the creative house as well. A new idea is always going to be happy juice for Pisces rising. But I want you to believe in yourself to know that you can take it to the next place it needs to go. Commitment conversations want a second draft before anything's official. And your reputation is genuinely expanding right now, which is great. It's a good moment to keep going instead of trying to decide what it has to be or what it's going to be. Just feel into it, which you're so good at, and let the ideas come, because there's lots here for moments of genius and true inspiration right now for you, Pisces. Wherever this lands for you, the thread is the same. The moon's running at the full strength because Cancer is its own house. Mercury retrograde is asking you to sit with whatever comes up before you make it final. Write on the intention, sleep on it, say the true things once, twice rather, and that's the whole assignment this cycle, unless it is hitting a ton of your own planets. If it is, please know that I go over everybody that's in bonus level gets their own little mini read for new and full moons. I think we only have 3 spots left. For bonus, I like to keep the integrity, so I over deliver um, on my promises and not under deliver. So I'm capping the amount of people that can be on that level because I want you all to feel like you're getting all of the perks and then some. So I think we only have 3 left on that level. But if you have any questions, you know, not to hesitate to put those in the comments of the video. I love the comments and I love answering them. I love you. Now you love you. And I will see you all real soon.